Yeah, we're at the track. Coming up this week, action from Jamaica's Caymanas Park, highlighted by a Rimsky Trophy win for the 3-year-old colt Fred the Master, part of a 4-timer for top jockey Robert Halledeen, while giving champion trainer Jason DaCosta back-to-back wins in the event. Also an eye-catching win for this filly, 2022 champion 2-year-old Mojito's little sister. And Barbadian star rider Rasheed Hughes getting a 3rd win at Turf Paradise racetrack in Arizona. Plus the usual update on the number of Caribbean victories in North American racing. Our opening story coming from Jamaica. A small field of 5 in the parade ring for the 6-furlong Rimsky Trophy, a sprint race run in honour of the 1975 Horse of the Year at Caymanas Park. The one horse, Fred the Master, the only first-time runner in the field, but following very fluent exercise gallops, he is the race favourite here for the Mute Mile winning combination of jockey Robert Halledeen and trainer Jason DaCosta. Fred the Master, the 1-2 favourite. Number 2 Fearless Mission at 7-1. The 4-horse Mighty Gully, a winner last time out, is at 9-2. And the second favourite at 6-5, Gervano in post position 5. Here's the race score with Kevin Burnside.
Often Racing, that's a beautiful line. As 3 horses vying for that lead. Mighty Gully on the outside, right against the rail. That is Fred the Master. Just behind them, though, that is Flag of Victory, hustling up and coming forward. That's a Fearless Mission. And about 4 lengths left out of it. That's Gervano. Mighty Gully charging on that lead. About 3 lengths opening up on this field. Mighty Gully in front of racing in second. That's Fred the Master. Fearless Mission right against the rail is third, just on his outside. That is Flag of Victory. And coming and recovering after that break, that is Gervano. They head toward the 2.5 furlong point, and now Fred the Master assumes the lead from Mighty Gully fighting on in second. Fred the Master out in the middle of the track and looks to be full of run. It's Fred the Master beginning to pull away from these. Mighty Gully left back against the rail in third, also coming on. That's Gervano, but it is Fred the Master in front and beginning to pull away from these. Fred the Master is Omen Drive. Fred the Master and Robert Halledeen running up the score for the champion trainer Jason DaCosta. Fred the Master by about 6.
Wasn't much of a contest. Jockey Robert Halledeen and Fred the Master toying with rivals for this unchallenged victory. A repeat Rimsky Trophy success is for champion trainer Jason DaCosta, winner of last year's renewal with Fun Can't Done, who of course went on to win the Mute Mile in a 17-1 upset. Owned by Millie Dazan and looked after by champion groom Garth Pennant, the US-bred 3-year-old colt Fred the Master, on debut, wins the Rimsky by 5 1/4 lengths over stablemate Gervano in a DaCosta 1-2. The winning time for 6 furlongs, 1 minute 12.67 seconds. A big afternoon for jockey Halledeen with a 4-timer, his first 4-win race day since the 5th of May last year, and unlucky to miss out on a possible 5-timer with his Mount Runaway Star scratched at the starting gates as a 1-5 favourite in the day's final race. Another popular winner Saturday came in the OTB Appreciation Trophy over 7 furlongs. The 2024 Jockeys Championship runner-up Tevin Foster in pink silks, running the rail aboard the favourite Zulu Warrior in close touch. Watched in the comebox by Brian Rickman.
Princess Aquila goes on narrowly from Queen of Soul. Zulu Warrior is running right in behind them. Miss Cherry out wide of horses. These 4 in a tight grouping down the backstretch. And Jay Spieth, some 5 or 6 lengths off the lead, waited with for a late charge. They've left the 5/8 and make their way now into the final part of the backstretch and head to the half mile. And Queen of Soul and Miss Cherry do battle. Princess Aquila and Zulu Warrior raced up next. And the last of them all is Jay Spieth, needing to find more as they come now toward the final 7/16. It's Miss Cherry out in front, striding out powerfully, opening up some 4 lengths, being chased by Queen of Soul and Zulu Warrior. Jay Spieth has improved 1 place, and now Princess Aquila trails. About to arrive at the 5/16th. They're there now. Can they catch Miss Cherry, the rider, having a look between his legs? And that's Ismael Velasquez turning into the lane. Miss Cherry in command at the moment. Zulu Warrior now unleashed. Queen of Soul is battling down against the rail. Jay Spieth is in the center, but it's Miss Cherry under a very calm ride. Approaching the furlong pole. Miss Cherry, hands alone at the moment, continues to lead them. Zulu Warrior needs to find maybe 3, but it is Miss Cherry inside the final 16th. This is the OTB Appreciation Trophy. They're not going to stop Miss Cherry.
A classy win for Miss Cherry. Panamanian jockey Ismael Velasquez with the hand ride, easily repelling the challenge of the favourite Zulu Warrior down the home stretch. Solid in her third win from 11 lifetime starts, Miss Cherry didn't quite make the classics last season after an 8th place finish in the Guinness Prep Thornbird Stakes. But as the little sister of the 2022 champion 2-year-old Mojito, she looks good now for a 4-year-old campaign. The victory margin 2 3/4 lengths in the OTB appreciation for the 7-2 bet Miss Cherry, trained by Richard Azan, who co-owns the filly with Alexander Haber, covering the 7-furlong trip in 128.33. Racing continues on Saturday at Caymanas Park. The post position draw Tuesday for the main event, the George Hosang OD Trophy, honouring the great Jamaican jockey who won 4 consecutive championship titles at Caymanas Park before migrating and claiming riding titles twice at Canada's Woodbine in the late 1970s. News now of another jockey who won multiple riding titles in his Caribbean island before going to Canada to become a champion jockey as well. Fresh from collecting his first overseas jockey's title at Alberta's Century Downs in November last year, Barbadian ex-Garrison Savannah champion Rasheed Hughes has been at Turf Paradise in the USA with 3 wins already. His latest here in Monday's 4th race on turf, Gate to Wire aboard the 7-1 shot Orth.
As they go into the first turn, drops the horse back to the middle of the pack without equal to its outside in the green and white, followed further back by a lot of verve. Then comes Our Boy Roy, and Big Stick is a long last in the early stages. Must be a good 13 lengths off the lead. 22.35, perhaps a deceptively quick opening quarter, because it's orphan Rasheed Hughes who take them along by a couple of lengths. Now Echo Canyon will be split up the inside, but you see there Orlando Mojica in a few traffic problems without equal. Now advances into second. Echo Canyon into the clear on the inside in third, but it's going to have to get going. A lot of bustle in the middle of the field. Street Humor involved there. So too was Take That, who didn't get the best of it. From off the pace, Swamp Drainer is beginning to get going. So too is Big Stick, with a lot to do. A lot of verve around the outside with Our Boy Roy widest of all. But this has left it wide open for Orth, who's out clear by 2 to 3 now. Half mile 46.33 to 3/4 1.
Orth by a length in the claiming 4-year-old and upward event over a mile, topping the 3 to 5 favourite Echo Canyon and clocking 135.39 for the mile. Hughes, the latest Caribbean jockey arriving for the 6-month Turf Paradise meet in Phoenix, Arizona. Jamaican Kieman McGregor, USVI's Kevin Krieger and TNT's Karen Kellewan have all had wins there as well this season. The 27-year-old Hughes is returning to Barbados for riding assignments starting this weekend and is actually booked to ride in the main event, the Courtyard Marriott, over 7.8 furlongs at the Garrison Savannah. Hughes is slated to partner the 2024 Derby winner Papillon for trainer Ramel Perkins-Labelle. From post position 5, overseas-based Demario Bino, a top 4 rider at Assiniboia Downs in Winnipeg, Canada, last season, is aboard the US-bred filly, the number 1 horse, Anissa, who is unbeaten in 2 starts in Barbados. Number 2, Heroes Day, has champion jockey Ricky Walcott aboard, and Tonya Bishop rides number 3, Luscious, and last year's Guinness third placer Mushara has been scratched. Our weekly tally now of Caribbean wins in the USA before we go. In the past week, since our last show, I've counted 13 victories, among them the Barbadian Sapphire Joseph Jr. with 3 wins at Gulfstream Park, where he is the leading trainer. Jamaican trainer Rowan Crichton had wins at Gulfstream Park and Tampa Bay Downs. And the Jamaican jockey Romero Mirage had 2 wins at New York's Aqueduct Racetrack. We've been at the track, covering top stories and exciting races in the sport of kings. Check us out again next week.